On the eve of my bachelor party, my best man asked me an important question. Why Paige? It's an incredibly simple, blunt, and fair question. So much so that I thought it was appropriate to reflect upon and share today. Out of everyone, why Paige? What makes you special?
CJ, my blue eyes. I've told you and really everyone that I began writing our vows in my mind the first real day we met. When I was younger, I never envisioned being the marrying type, and always claimed to be a strong, independent woman. Granted, I also imagined back then I was a vampire slayer and would probably settle down with a nice vampire with a soul, helping me and the Scooby Gang save the world on a weekly basis. But we grow up and things change. I dated and learned my likes and dislikes. I realized I'm still very much an independent woman, but that I like to be complimented and supported by a partner. And in comes you. When January 2015 happened, I know it was meant to be because we both had our own trials and tribulations of dating. Within the first few texts, we had talked about what we were really looking for. And upon our second date riding down the incline from Mount Washington, we verified with each other that we had both already disabled our online accounts and that we were wanting to embark and commit to us. I felt right there that you could be the one.
Before I met you, Paige, I wasn't in the best place emotionally nor mentally. I was jaded and had commitment issues for a number of reasons. I hate to use the term broken. It's more akin to a boat lost at sea. Those relationships did serve a purpose though, specifically clarifying the man I was and the one I wanted to become. I didn't want someone to fix me. I wanted somebody who would accept me for who I am. When I met you, you immediately injected a splash of color I desperately needed in my life. Your personality, infectious. Your demeanor, affable. It wasn't until months later that I truly began to understand how you felt about me and I you.
You were willing to take your chance on a New York-born, Kentucky-educated woman with a quirky sense of humor and a painfully honest personality, who had a septum ring, multiple tattoos, dyes her hair purple, and just wasn't really like the others that you had described. And I'm beyond grateful you did.
I saw the way you looked at me and knew that you truly cared about me. Not just on the surface, but deep down inside. That's when I knew this relationship was much more than any other I have ever experienced. You were the only true partner I've ever known. You're willing to sacrifice for my happiness. You truly care about me and whatever problems I may have. You listen when I need someone to talk to. You make me laugh. And last but not least, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever known, inside and out. This leads me back to the original question. Why Paige? Just being around you makes me want to be a better person. To be more considerate of others, what consequences my actions have, and to think outside of myself. To do unto others, as some folks may think. You have truly made me a better version of myself. Why Paige? Because I simply would not be the person I am today without you. Nor could I imagine myself standing here today with anybody but you.
I know writing vows can be impossible. I wanted to write things I can make sure that I don't break. But if I've learned anything from others and in movies, it is that life is ever-changing, and it's possible that these are really the first of many vows that we will write in our life together over time.
Paige, I take you to be my wife and give myself to you in marriage. I look forward to growing together, laughing together, and falling in love a little more each day.
I vow to always support you. I vow to be your rock, your fresh air when you need a breath, to be your cuddle when you're hungover, and to be the voice of reason when it feels lost. I vow to continue to be honest with you, to call you out on your shit, and expect you to call me out on mine. I also vow to swear less. I vow to continue to challenge you, to make you think about the world, to help you see the other sides to the argument that perhaps you haven't thought of. I vow that no matter how outdated That's What She Said becomes, that I'll still say it. With that, I vow to try to get you to smile and laugh every day, and to make sure that you never take life too seriously. I vow to learn to take breaks like you. To not always run a mile a minute, but to slow down and take things in. That's what she said. I vow to tell you when things only need to be refrigerated, after you open them. Not just to save in fridge space, but also to stop you from putting things in the fridge that I just prefer at room temperature. I vow to continue to be your sous chef. We've learned that as a team, cooking together is not just quicker, but it's more enjoyable. And not to mention, it cuts the prep time in half, of course.
I promise to encourage you, to listen when you need an ear, to laugh with you, and to comfort you. I promise to love you during the good and the bad, when life seems easy and when it seems hard, when our partnership is simple and when it is an effort.
I vow to always root for you, and with that, root with you. I enjoyed how proud you were of me when I learned the rules of hockey. But I know more so it's important to just root for the Penguins, and not even joke about rooting for an opposing team. And lastly, but most obviously, I vow to love you, and to keep telling you I love you, even when the moment seems random or scary.
I promise to respect you, cherish you, be faithful to you, and love you unconditionally. I give you my hand and my heart, from this day forward, as long as we both shall live.
From the first time I wrote it on my spare apartment key, to now standing here in front of all of our family and friends, I have never been more sure of anything, and that is you. And although we have already kicked off our life together, I am so happy for this new part. To officially merge our families, and to officially call you, my blue eyes, my husband.